Good morning and welcome to our community affairs program that we call 30 Minutes. Today our special guest is Miss Rachael McKinney. She is the Community Relations Director for the Obion County Chamber of Commerce and now the Chairman of Chimes for Charity. You stay busy all the time, don't you?
I do. I am always doing something.
Since you came to the Chamber, you've really been busy. You came out of the banking world into the Chamber, right?
Yes, I did. I worked at Commercial Bank for 8 years and jumped feet first into this. So,
but I can tell you are enjoying this very much.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I do. I love my community, the county. I just love to be involved and help people any way I can to better the community.
Well, you've done a really good job of that. Today we are going to focus mainly on Chimes for Charity because it is the holiday season, and of course Chimes has been in this community for many, many years. But before we start, as we do each week with the program, we'd like to let our guest introduce themselves. So, Rachael, I'll turn that over to you.
All right. Well, as you said, Rachael McKinney. I'm at the Chamber of Commerce and loving it. I'm involved in just about everything. Chimes is one of my main, my primary one. I just love Chimes and all it stands for. I'm also a member of JSETS, and I'm on the Main Street Board this year, member of Kiwanis Club. So anything that helps the community, I'm a part of and love it.
Do you have time to sleep or have a little personal time?
I do. I go to church if I'm not at work and go home. And that's about it.
And before we started the program, we talked about people who usually serve on boards. They serve on more than one.
Yes. Typically, you have, you're spread out more than one board. And, you know, sometimes people get burned out with that. But if your heart's in it, you know, you can step away for a little bit. And I'm sure every organization welcomes people back with open arms because volunteers a lot of times are hard to find.
Yeah, that is true. And that's why they serve on multiple boards.
Yes.
But you have to appreciate volunteerism. I know I've been through that for many years myself, serving on boards and being on other boards. You have to appreciate it because it seems this day and time volunteerism is lacks compared to a few years ago because everybody is so busy.
Yes. There's always something going on that just pulls people in all different kinds of directions. So you really have to have a heart for it.
Absolutely. And you have to love your community.
That's right.
That's the main thing.
Yes.
You have to love the community. Before we start talking about Chimes today, this past week or two, I know you've really been busy because the tourism conference was here, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee tourism, first time ever in Obion County. I know you were part of that, and I understand things really went great.
They did. We were very pleased with the turnout. We had over 250 tourism professionals from mainly the 3 states you mentioned, but we also had some from Kentucky, and so we spread out a little bit. But Caroline Parton, the tourism director here in Obion County, she just really knocked it out of the park. And the full planning committee, I mean, it was a chore, but it was completely worth it. We have had so many positive remarks and people wanting to come back to Discovery Park and Obion County to explore more, and it was just a really good time that we're thankful that we were chosen for. It was only the second time that they've been in Tennessee, so
it drew Governor Bill Lee to come to Union City.
It did. We had a surprise visit from the governor, so that was unexpected, but very much appreciated for sure.
Yeah. Caroline told me that there were many people that were here. It was their first visit to Western Tennessee, period.
Yes.
Not just Obion County, but the first time they've ever been to this part of the state.
It was, and we worked with Northwest Tennessee Tourism Director Casey Minch, and she helped get some things together and to see what Northwest Tennessee had, and also we worked with Katie Graves, the Main Street Director, and we put together a list of all the West Tennessee Main Streets, so gave them a map of those, so hopefully they either stopped on their way home or they'll come back and visit these towns and really get a good feel for it, and we welcome them back whenever they want to come.
What was your feedback of some of the visitors, some of the things that you heard? Well, they very pleased?
Oh, for sure. Brooke Simmons and I took 2 charter buses. We were one on each and did pre-conference tours to the White Squirrel Winery and Reelfoot Lake. And as always, Bill Sanderson just knocks it out of the park at White Squirrel when he's hosting. So people very much enjoyed that. We had lunch, a wine tasting, and then we went to Reelfoot Lake and had pontoon boat tours, and then got to tour the state park. So that was and some people, of course, had never been to Reelfoot Lake and were just in awe of it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really good time.
Y'all put on a show.
We did.
Well, that's fantastic. And you have to say the best advertising with that is those people will go back and tell others.
Yes.
Not only will they maybe bring some of their family members and come back, but others will come back also. Right.
And we noticed that, of course, people in this industry put stuff on social media. So they were tagging, Caroline's Facebook page, our Facebook page at the Chamber, and just really having great things to say. So hopefully that will draw their Facebook crowd and just bring more people to Obion County, and that's what we want.
Well, I know there were many people behind the scenes here in Obion County helping to make that successful, and we appreciate what you all did. And speaking of the Chamber of Commerce, in your position there, what's going on with the Chamber?
Well, we've got 3 ribbon cuttings coming up in the next couple weeks, so we're still getting new members all the time and welcome any new members that have an interest in joining the Chamber. We just want to be a benefit for everybody in the community and help them succeed, and we're just open to any suggestions also. If anybody has any ideas of how we can better help the community, we are always open to listening.
And you know this for sure. If you're having ribbon cuttings, you're moving forward.
That's right. We are very thankful to still be moving forward, and especially just how times are now. It's sometimes hard to keep a business open, start a business. So that's what we want to help with, is keeping businesses here in Obion County and helping them thrive.
And our program is running today on November the 10th. And your annual banquet is coming up also, right? It is.
It's coming up on the 21st of November at Discovery Park of America. So today is the last day for head count. So we've got a pretty good crowd this year. So we're excited to get that once again. Excited to hand out some awards to some very deserving individuals and businesses.
Yeah, the banquet is always very nice, and it's good to see you present the awards to those in the community that it's their year to receive, and that's exciting. And your crowd is usually somewhere around 300, right?
It is. Anywhere between 250 and our max is 300. Yes. So we normally have a pretty good crowd, pretty good turnout.
You don't see very many, or if you see any empty seats, it's very
right.
It's not very many of them for sure. Well, again, thank you so much for all you do in the community, and I know you're enjoying the job that you're doing there at the Chamber of Commerce, but we want to talk about Chimes for Charity. Chimes for Charity, although it's an old program, holiday Christmas program here in the community, it's gone through a reformation this year. So I want you to tell me about that, Rachel.
It has. So Chimes is celebrating its 90th year this year, and in previous years, it's been the same forever, as long as I can remember, as long as I've been a part of it. But we did do an reorganization this year. We have 9 board members plus myself. I serve as the chairman, and then Christy Towns is our coordinator this year. So we just have people that have been a part of Chimes for many years on the board this year, plus 4 J-sets. The J-sets are always involved in Chimes for Charity, and we always try to help out whenever we can as a J-set too. So being part of Chimes is just a added bonus for those that get to serve. We also started an advisory board this year of people that have helped out in different aspects of Chimes for years and years. So we have 5 of those this year.
And although it's a reformation for you, you've been part of Chimes for several years, right?
I have. I think about 6 years I've been part of Chimes. Started out as a member of the J-Sets part of Chimes and just have stuck with it, and it's just become so close to my heart. It's probably my favorite thing I'm involved in and have been involved in.
And for those who may be listening for the first time today, let's just kind of explain what is Chimes for Charity.
So Chimes for Charity, again, started 90 years ago as a way to give back to individuals that may need help at Christmas time, whether that be things for their children, Christmas presents for their children, clothes for their children, and then food for the holiday season. So it's just another way to give back and help those that are in need.
What's your goal this year?
Our goal is $40,000 this year.
Yeah.
So we are hoping to hit that and go beyond, and anything that's over $40,000 will stay with us and go into the next year, and hopefully make the next year better. So,
one thing I've learned in my job here at Thunderbolt Broadcasting, and I'm going into my 19th year, this is one of the most generous communities I've ever seen in my life.
It is, and when somebody's in need or somebody's doing something that they need help with, people just jump at the opportunity to help out. It's really amazing how this community comes together for people when they need it.
Especially children.
That's right. Yes, for sure.
They make sure, and not saying they don't help families, because they do.
Right.
But let me tell you, if there's children who need assistance and need help here, there's somebody that's going to help them.
Yes.
And you probably won't know who that is.
That's right.
That's how they operate.
Yes. Most are anonymous, or I say some. Some are anonymous.
Yes.
But yeah, they just have a giving heart, and we are so thankful for that.
I've said that to many people over the years. Now, in having the goal of 40,000 that you're reaching, I'm sure you've already gained some of it already. How are you raising those funds?
So we have several different fundraising opportunities that we've had and are coming up.
But no telethon this year,
no,
right?
No telethon this year. So
why did we decide to do that?
Well, honestly, we started not to get as many donations from that, and people were just mailing them in or helping in other ways, and it was just decided as the board to not have one this year. So
wow. So you were raising the money anyway.
We were. Yes, we were. So, and we thought maybe it's 90 years, maybe it's time to switch it up. So, not saying that we couldn't go back to having a telethon, but this year we just wanted to try something different and switch things up a bit for 90 years.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Well, let's talk about your fundraising and how we're going to reach that goal.
Yeah, so we formed a fundraising committee within the actual board. So they have been in charge of getting some of the events together and ways to get that money in that we need for Chimes. We've had a Women at the Winery event this past summer, I believe. That went over very well. We had vendors set up, different vendors, and people bought tickets to attend, and then the vendors gave proceeds from their sales to Chimes. So we also have Final Flight is helping us out with a gun waffle, and that will begin this week or next week, beginning of next week. Yeah. And you can purchase chances to win a Remington hybrid shotgun sponsored by Final Flight here in Union City. So we're excited about that. We're thinking maybe since it's close to Christmas, we might get some
hunting season also.
That's right, Christmas and hunting season.
A good time. Now, how does someone purchase tickets for those, Rachel?
That will be either online on our Facebook page or from one of the board members.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we have somebody that checks our Facebook page, our messages constantly, so we are pretty quick to getting back to people who have questions if they'll just message us on Facebook.
Sure. And another one here, a drawing. It looks pretty interesting. A hunting trip.
Yeah. So our second drawing will begin November the 18th, and it'll be a one-day hunting trip in Burnt Woods for 4 people. You'll be able to buy chances to win one of those drawings by visiting our Facebook page and clicking on the links. The chances are 1 for 25 or 5 chances for 100. So that's a pretty exciting. A lot of people love duck hunting on Reelfoot Lake, so that will be I think that'll be a good one.
I think you'll do very well with that one for sure. Again, that one starts. You can purchase the tickets on November the 18th. That's fantastic there. Good start. And you mentioned the other about the event at the winery. Now, I'm seeing, because you said back in the summer, so you're going to raise funds all year for this then?
Yes. That was another change that we decided to do was instead of starting at the end of the year and trying to scrounge up, and we just decided to start raising funds for the whole year and just keep it rolling. So we'll hoping to have different restaurants, fundraisers at different restaurants and things like that. So
because they had depended on that telethon there toward the last of the year. It was kind of, we hit or miss.
Right.
By raising all year, it secures yourself. You know where you are by the time holiday season gets here.
Right. And if we need to push harder at the end of the year, we have opportunity to do that.
Very good. Very good idea. Again, today we are speaking with Miss Rachael McKinney, the Community Relations Director for the Obion County Chamber of Commerce, and this year's chairman for Chimes for Charity, and that is what we're talking about today. And I see you've already got something scheduled for February for next year's Chimes.
We do. We were going to have a gala, actually, this Friday, tomorrow, but we decided to push it back to the beginning of next year, and Valentine's Day just so happens to fall on a Friday night. So we're going to do, it's going to be called A Night to Remember, celebrating over 90 years with Chimes for Charity. So we'll have celebrity waiters from the community that will be serving the dinner, and then music and dancing to follow.
That's fantastic. Now, Rachael, what if someone is listening today and they just say, hey, I would like to make a $100 donation to Chimes? You are accepting those?
Of course. They can mail them to P.O. Box 661 here in Union City, or you can go to our Facebook page and we can get your donation there.
Good deal. What about the shopping tours? Is Chimes doing shopping this year?
We are. That is one of the things that we definitely are not going to skip out on because it's such a need in the community. And so we are scheduled for November the 20th as our Head Start shopping, and Melanie Hill, one of the board members, heads that up and does a great job with that. And then our normal shopping tour will be on Sunday, November 24th at Walmart. And that starts at 1 p.m.
Again, for those who may be new to the program, explain what the shopping tour is all about.
So we set a budget for the year, or for that day, and each student, they're recommended from their schools, their guidance counselor, teachers at the schools, and they get to come and shop with their parents, and their parents take them around and get specific items for them, jackets, pants, shirts, shoes, things like that, necessities for this time of year, and they just come up to the register and purchase it and get to go on their way with their new clothes.
And I have heard many times people say they get their heart broke so bad over the shopping tour every year, and it's a great event.
It is.
You talked about the jackets and coats. David Harris at Walmart, he is great.
He is.
He's great. He makes sure that store is full of coats because, as you and I know both, that sometimes that's the only coat that child has for the wintertime.
Right. And David Harris has been such a good community partner in that. I'm not sure how many years they've done that shopping tour there, but he's
quite
been,
some time, I think.
Yes, he's been great,
Sure
as always.
But it's the needed necessities. I mean, they get socks, underwear. They get the needed necessities. I think they get a toy or so involved?
Not anymore. I think they used to allow them to buy a toy, but we changed it just because budget purposes and things like that, and to allow more children to be able to come.
True.
So we had to swap some stuff up. So
those needed items that they need for the wintertime and to finish out the school. Now, do you have an idea at this time approximately how many children you plan on shopping for?
Yes, we have approximately 225 children.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll have 100 Head Start children also.
That's great. And you always need volunteers for this, right?
Well, we used to. They swapped that up just because so many people were in Walmart at the time. So our volunteers, we've asked them to help with sorting and packing on the day. So the J-sets and the board usually help with the shopping tours now.
So you just stagger the children coming in at times. And
yes, we have different times for different schools.
Yes.
So it's not too overwhelming for Walmart employees and the other people that are shopping in Walmart.
True. I can understand that. Well, that's good. Great organization. And you talked about the sorting and packing of things like that. So you will still be taking out the baskets on Christmas Eve, right?
That's right.
That's big.
It is. It is. That's probably my favorite thing that we do. It's just the hustle and bustle of the 2 days right there, and just knowing that you're going to get to bless somebody with that on Christmas Eve morning, and it's just a really good thing that we are able to do that for somebody.
And we take it for granted that everyone has plenty to eat and things like that, but they don't. Mm-hmm. And they don't.
We do.
Yes. So are people now still calling and registering? Because everything you're changed here. This is all new to me, too. Are people still calling to put their name in for a basket?
Yes.
Okay, explain that.
That is the same. So we take phone applications, or we have a Google form on our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. So you can call 731-599-4245 from now until the 15th of November. And then after that is when the applications are done, because we have to get all the information together. But yeah, we've got two ways you can apply. So phone applications or the Google form on Facebook. And if you need assistance, if you want to do the Google form, we'll have somebody, we're not sure the dates yet, they'll be posted on our Facebook, but we've had a few of the board members volunteer to go sit at the library to help people fill out their applications. So
that's great. Now, how many baskets will we take out this year? Have you got a number on that?
We are doing 300.
300 baskets. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and explain, because a lot of people may not be familiar with that, but this has been going on for years and years, and you call it baskets, but it's a lot of things that they receive, isn't it, Rachel?
It is. So we take canned goods is what we're mostly taking, but we have other things that can be donated. So we get the boxes. Bob Regent, I believe, helps us with the boxes every year. He donates those to Chimes. So what they are pretty much is like a printer paper box. Yeah. So you don't just get one either. I know we call it Chimes basket, but it's dependent on the size of your family, things like that, as how much you get. You know, one person, a single family home plus a 5-person family home is quite different. So it just depends on your family and how many baskets you'll get. And then Chimes also purchases some like butter, cheese, milk, things like that. Tyson helps us out. William Sausage helps us out. Yeah. So just a big community event, really.
Yeah, that's a wonderful event. I was wondering if you still did the milk and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Still do with that. Fantastic. And I've heard people talk about getting their baskets. And, of course, the school buses run, right? Are you still using the buses?
Yes.
The buses run around the county on Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. I've talked with people who've rode the buses, and those people, when that bus pulls up, they are just so excited. But most importantly, so appreciative of what they get. You agree?
They are. I do. I agree. They are, some people they apply because they're in need.
Right.
And that's the good thing about Chimes is we are able to fulfill that need. So they are most definitely thankful when those baskets arrive and are put on their doorstep, or even the people bringing them in the house for them if they're not able to do it themselves.
Oh, I've heard of more hugs and more tears over those baskets, but that's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
I mean, it's the Christmas season.
That's right. It's giving back, helping others, and
absolutely. And it's just so wonderful that you can do that. So how are you collecting this year as far as your canned goods and things like that?
So we're actually reaching out to different area churches to assist with some of the dry goods and personal hygiene items. Mm-hmm. So if your church has not been contacted and would like to help, you can contact Catherine Nailing, and her email is snailling@ocboe.com. She is heading that up for us this year with getting specific donated items. So we're hoping to continue to get 300 baskets this year like we did last year. So we need help of all kinds. And Union City elementary and middle school usually do a turkey trot, so we get some of their canned goods every year.
Yeah.
And then Blue Lights and Banks sometimes gives us their donations. I think they mostly get toys and things like that. But if they have any canned goods, we usually get those donations too. And a lot of other places will, just come and drop off at where they can. So we would be glad to be a drop-off location at the Chamber if anybody would be.
You can't get enough, can you?
That's right. That's right. We will find a way to get it out, for sure.
And you do need volunteers for this.
Yes, volunteers are definitely needed for the sorting and the packing. We usually do those every year. On December 22nd, the sorting begins at 1 p.m., and all this is at the bus garage in Troy.
Right.
And then packing on December 23rd at 11 a.m., and it's a well-oiled machine. Hopefully. I hope it comes off like that at least.
It's like assembly line, isn't it?
It is. We line up and have shoppers. We borrow shopping carts from Walmart. Again, a good community partner. And we get those, and we just have, and it's people all ages. You'll have little kids that come with their mom or dad, and they'll go around and shop for the whatever family paper they have. And then we've got older people that come and help out that have been a part of it for years, and that's what they do. They come to packing to push that shopping cart around and help us out. So
you've had football players come out here.
We do. Union City baseball team. Yes. So I think we're going to have several of the football teams and softball and baseball teams this year, which is great. We like them to be able to load the buses.
Absolutely.
Those young kids getting in there and helping us lift the heavy stuff.
Never heard it referred to as a well-oiled machine.
Well, I hope it comes off like that, at least. In my mind, that's what it's like.
That is a good one. And sorting is your green beans and your corn, and you have to get all that sorted out for the packing day, don't you?
Right. So we take all the canned goods. JD Distributors is also a very good community partner. They let us store our canned goods there when we pick them up until we're able to take them to the bus garage. So
isn't it amazing how many people come together to make it happen?
And
it's just
you
great.
Just reach out to the same people every year and say, hey, can you help us out again? And they're just, of course.
Got their hand raised.
Yeah.
We're there. What can we do?
That's right. Always willing to help, which is great, because we need a lot of people to pull this off every year.
And it works good every time.
It does.
Your bus drivers, is that school bus drivers or that do this for you? The school system bus drivers come in and donate their time and drive the buses?
Yes. And then we have some people that don't have a school bus, have a shorter route or smaller route that just bring their truck and trailer and pile it up in the back of their trucks and then on the trailer, and some of it gets delivered that day if they don't have anything or storage. But
those buses roll. You start out rolling early in the morning, don't you?
Oh yeah. We start. I think the first one gets there. Well, on Christmas Eve, yes, they start very early. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. The buses are on the road.
That's right.
Wow, that is fantastic. Again, we have been speaking with Miss Rachael McKinney, talking about Chimes for Charity. Again, for those who may need to apply for a basket, give us that info, please.
Yeah, we've got Facebook, a Google form on Facebook that you can fill out, or you can call in to 731-599-4245, and you can leave a voicemail if no one answers. Absolutely,
and they're looking to have 300 baskets this year. The goal this year for the 90th annual Chimes for Charity is $40,000. Anyone who would like to give a monetary donation to help assist with shopping for the children here in the community and helping with the baskets can reach out to you by...
You can either reach out to us by Facebook, or you can mail it to P.O. Box 661 here in Union City.
Fantastic. We appreciate your work. Appreciate you leading this group and leading Chimes. And I know, as you said, there's 9 board members, so everybody's doing their role.
Absolutely. Everybody has just a big a heart, as I do, for Chimes, and have been, a lot of them have been involved for many, many years. So
they see and know what it's all about.
That's right.
Rachael, again, we appreciate you very much.
Well, thank you for having me.
And that concludes this week's 30 Minutes program. We hope you enjoyed today's show. And, of course, we invite you to tune in again next week at this same time as we bring you topics and information of importance to our community. From all of us here at Thunderbolt Broadcasting, until we meet again next week, I'm Charles Choate.
You've been listening to 30 Minutes, a community affairs program on Thunderbolt Radio. You can listen to this broadcast and others anytime by visiting thunderboltradio.com and following the Thunderbolt Radio and Digital YouTube page. Thanks for listening.